palace armory, the king's house. Okay, with what you just saw there in the intro of the video, lots of things going on, and that's why we like to show you the things so you have the visual, and we have props as well to show you that it is in the king's house, the king's palace, where the armor is kept. Now, very important and significant time we're in, where the king overcomes the enemies. Michael and his angels cast out the dragon. Okay, we know that the Antichrist figure, his dominion is taken. Okay, and the dominion is given to the saints of the Most High. And so Christ, who has spoiled principalities and powers, okay, and made a show of them openly, okay, so when he overcomes Haman, he overcomes him and takes the spoils. He spoiled the principalities. What that means, he takes the things that he had, the weapons of his warfare, he takes them from the enemy and gives them to the saints. And that is for the great war, when Christ will ride on his white horse and with the saints with him. So what do they have? They have the ancient style of weapons, the whole armor of God you see in Ephesians 6, but that is only the foot soldiers. So what we're going to suggest is that the enemy had held certain things, treasures, whatever you want to call them, in a house, in a palace. Christ overcame him, and when he did, he shifts that and gives that to the saints in the great war and conflict, okay, at the end of the apocalypse, okay. So that's what we're suggesting, and this happens in a building in the millennial temple. That's correct. So this is memorialized in the 1,000-year reign of Christ, where we believe it's suggesting the king's house from Song of Solomon is decorated with the armaments. That's what we showed you in the intro of the video. You could see there's shields. There's different types of shields. We have the shields in a blog post. But in this one, we're trying to explain that once Christ overcomes, he issues the horses, the white garments, okay, and the weapons for his army in Revelation 19, okay? So, as such, yes, there is a building in the temple complex of the king's house which memorializes this event, okay? After the 1,000 years, then the Satan is loose from the bottomless pit, and there's Gog-Magog war, and there's another war. So it's also in the king's house so as to be a reminder of the prophecy that he will once again surround Jerusalem, and when he does, Yahweh will call down fire and destroy him and the rest of the wicked and sinners that went up against Jerusalem at the end of the millennium. But before the millennium begins, we have this war, and we have the issuing of the armaments. That's what we are showing you. Everything we showed you, the trumpet. See if we can do a trumpet blast. All right. We have the trumpet, we have the swords, we have the shields, okay? And so we have many of those things here, which we're going to show you, okay? But let's take a look at how we know the palace in the king's house is an armory, okay? Well, it says it in Song of Solomon. It's Song of Solomon that we're basically shown the Tower of David, okay, is an armory. Song of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 4. The Tower of David is built as an armory. And then it goes on to describe the shields, okay? You can see we got shields up there, shields here, okay? So it describes a couple types of shields, okay? Septuagint has one of those types as a arrow, okay? So we do have many of the things of the whole armor of God. It's not just the foot soldiers, but in Song of Solomon, yes, swords, chariots, shields, arrows, banners, army, and chorus, feet shod with preparation gospel, and there it has its sandals and garments, all in the Song of Solomon. But David, okay, the Tower of David, okay, the king's tower, the Christ sitting on the throne of David in the millennium, the Tower of David is described here as an armory. And it also says it's a tower of ivory. And its gate is Bath Rabbim. a tower of Lebanon, which looks towards Damascus. Then it says the king is held in galleries, or galleries are pillars. Okay, so we get the different names of the different towers here. I don't know if you noticed it. We have 4 towers, and that's what we have is 4. The whole building is called a tower, but then there are even taller sections of it, which are the towers, and we get the names: the Tower of David, Tower of Ivory, Gate of Beth Rabbim. There's a gate when you go in and enter. There's the Tower of Lebanon, which looks towards Damascus. Okay. So again, what is happening is this is what is the end result of the spoiling of the principalities and powers. This is what we can see in Luke 11. We know Luke is parabolic to the fulfillment of Christ in his second coming as well. And here we see him say he spoils principalities and powers. We know this is a type in Haman, so we know this is happening. The strong man armed keeps his palace. Okay, when the strong man is armed, he keeps his palace. He keeps his armaments in what? A palace. He is armed. His goods are at peace. Okay, so when the strong man is armed, he keeps his palace. So he's keeping and protecting the place of his weapons, and his goods are at peace. But when a stronger than he comes and overcomes him. So this is Christ overcoming Haman, Antichrist, the beast, all of the adversaries in Revelation, Mystery Babylon. Okay, he overcomes him. He takes all his armor. Now, all armor here is, of course, the same word we get in Ephesians 6, where we get the whole armor of God. Okay, panoplia. Okay, so we get panoplia here. He takes all his armor. He takes all the armaments. Okay, he takes everything. The shields, the swords, the helmets. All right. And then it says he divides the spoils. So when Christ spoils the enemy, okay, he takes his armaments, he divides the spoils amongst his military. Okay, amongst those in the battle, in the fight. Okay, so what is the whole armor of God? All right. Well, we got some of it here. We have World War II style helmets. Isn't that amazing? The place where I'm in, the different things, that props that we have. Okay, so we have these old style helmets. It's a little small for me, but I mean, this is real. These are the things that people fought with back in the day, and we have them here. Okay, helmets of salvation. All right, we got helmets of salvation. We showed you the trumpet. All right, the trumpet in its role. We got a blog